I know this story is true because I was on that train, the one that all talk about, the one they call the Christmas City Express. It was a snowy Christmas Eve when I boarded that train to Green Bay. Snowflakes were falling from the sky, tickling my nose, and collecting on top of my hat. At my feet was my father's old suitcase. Everything I needed was in there. Enough clothes for the trip, a small platter of chocolate fudge to give to my grandfather, and a special gift for my grandmother, topped with a beautiful red bow. All aboard, the conductor called out. The whistle blew long and loud, piercing the cold night. I was excited about the journey, eager to arrive and crawl into bed at my grandparents' house. "Looks like the storm is picking up," said the conductor as he stopped to check my ticket. The train traveled deep into the night. Outside, the tree branches, heavy with snow and ice, looked like reindeer antlers. I just closed my eyes when the train wheels started to slow. The train gave a lurch, then we stopped. I peered out the window. The blizzard was blinding and the night was dark. The light from within the passenger car reflected gently against the snow-blanketed hills. We were in the middle of nowhere, far from home, and far from our destination. "Now don't worry," the conductor spoke loud enough for all the passengers to hear. "We have enough coal in the tender to keep us warm, but it appeared that we'll be all night." I was worried, maybe even a little scared. I didn't want to be late for my grandparents, and I didn't want to be stuck somewhere Santa couldn't find me. The conductor checked his watch, looked at the unhappy passengers, and then turned his face toward the window. What happened next, I never forget. The conductor grabbed his overcoat and lantern, and with a loud harumph, he headed outside. I pressed my face against the cold window. I could just make out the lantern light as it bobbled and bounced into the distance. Then it disappeared. After a time, the dim light returned. The conductor came into view. He was dragging something big behind him. The passenger car was all abuzz when the conductor appeared, empty-handed in the doorway. "You didn't think a stuck train could cancel Christmas, did you?" the conductor asked. He smiled and motioned for everyone to join him in the baggage car. I was the first to follow. Inside the baggage car, I saw immediately what the conductor had brought in from the cold. It was a large pine tree. Snow and ice melted off its boughs. The smell of the needles reminded me of our Christmas tree at home, decorated with lights and ornaments. I had an idea. I raced back to my seat and carefully removed the bow from my grandmother's gift before hurrying back to the baggage car. Everyone smiled as I hung the bow on the tree. Suddenly there was a flurry of activity as passengers rushed off to collect ribbons and bows off the presents they had packed. Soon the tree was covered in red ribbons, big bows, and shiny foil. A big gust of wind unexpectedly shook the train, and then I heard it. It was quiet at first. It sounded like bells. It sounded like jingle bells. A loud thump sounded from the roof. Everyone looked up. Prancing footsteps echoed from above. "What is that?" someone whispered. "Maybe the storm is getting worse," one man suggested. "No, it's not," another person chimed in. Everyone started talking at once, but they all fell silent when Santa Claus appeared in the doorway. "I knew it was you," I whispered. He smiled. "Well, I heard your wish." And with that, Santa handed me a gift. It was beautifully wrapped with colorful paper and a fancy ribbon. After each passenger had received a gift from Santa's bag, he turned to leave. "Wait," I called out. I found the bow I had tied to the tree and brought it to Santa. "It's not much, but you need a gift on Christmas too." As I placed the bow in Santa's hand, soft and silent snowflakes started to magically fall from the ceiling of the baggage car, collecting at our feet. "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night," Santa called out. Then, as quickly as he had come, Santa was gone. I reached down and picked up a snowflake. It was almost as big as my hand. The snowflake was cold to the touch, and even aboard the warm train showed no signs of melting. While the other passengers opened their presents, I went to the window. The snow outside had stopped falling. The moon reflected her light on the sparkling silver and white hills. Santa's sleigh was a small dot in the sky, racing to its next location. "Goodbye, Santa," I whispered. I wearily made my way back to the passenger car. With a great care, I placed the snowflake in my suitcase before sleep closed my eyes. Since that day, I've told many people the story of my night on the Christmas City Express. Most just shake their heads. I know they doubt it's true. I don't. Every Christmas Eve, I open my father's old suitcase and hold in my hand a snowflake, cold to the touch, never melting. The end.